What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build, bringing you guys another rare name in the RBC 2K22 community, staying on the defensive side of the ball. This thing is a nice small ball 4, a great wing player with a really gruesome name, and does what you need to do to lock up those peanuts, dribble godding, zigzagging on the perimeter. This thing has shades of Trenton Hassel, Tayshaun Prince, and Andre Kirilenko, with the name Perimeter Defender. You're probably not going to see this build name at the city or at the rec. It's pretty rare, but it's a really good all-around kind of defender with good offensive abilities as well. So jumping right in, to get this name, you got to make it at power forward or center. This is going to be the 6'8" power forward version. You can make this at 6'9", but you know, follow along to a T to get this name with these specs. 6'8", you're gonna go minimum weight 210, and with a 7'6" wingspan. And I suggest the body shape built to look a little bit more menacing. You're gonna get your close shot to an 86, your driving layup to an 86, and then your driving dunk to an 85. And you see right there, while I'm making these attribute levels, you know, one click left or right is going to change that badge setup. So that's, you know, I'm oozing out the potential on this build at power forward. You know, you're more of a wing type player, but with, you know, pretty good finishing. So as you can see here, and also 81 post control. So you're going to punt standing dunk on this build, but that's not really what this build is about. You're going to get 25 finishing badges, and you know, in my time playing on 2K22 Next Gen, standing dunk is probably that attribute that kind of doesn't matter as much in this game. A, because you're going to still be able to dunk, you just aren't going to get the ball under the basket and yam. But B, you can actually get the ball under the basket and yam. Sometimes I get the peel passed to me, I go right up with it and dunk when I don't have any standing dunk. It's just an animation based situation. And so you're going to get post control on this build to be able to go at peanuts if you do have a guard on you, if you're playing with a bigger lineup. So it's not just a slasher, you can actually ISO in the post. You do get a lot of gold finishing on this build, and 25 is going to be a good badge allocation number for you to be able to not be a liability and be an offensive threat on the block. You are a power forward after all, and at 6'8", you're not going to be a liability if you do get the ball on the block. Shooting wise, you're going to get your midi to an 82. It gets to an 83 on this build, but I believe that'll change the name. And then your 3-point shot, put that to a 77. You could allocate another attribute to 78 if you feel more comfortable with that. But I'm going to put that extra attribute on other places on this build, and so you're going to ooze out that extra badge at 77. A lot of my bigs have a 77 3-ball, and you know, you're wet from deep, especially with Hall of Fame sniper, so you don't really need that 78th attribute. And then free throw, you're going to get this to a 73. This is where there's some extra attributes laying around that you can take off free throw. If you don't play a ton of rec, or if you just feel comfortable with a 60 free throw, or punting it all together because it's few and far between, you know, it's your build, do whatever you want. But the free throw on this right here is a 73, you know, and if you get put on the line, you're going to hit those free throws. So 23 shooting badges. You know, you do get gold rhythm, gold set shooter, a lot of silver, stop and pop, limitless, difficult shots, dead eye. But then obviously that Hall of Fame sniper is the badge of choice in 2K22 Next Gen this year. And so 23 shooting badges, again, not really a weakness on this build. Playmaking, you're going to get your pass accuracy to a 74. That's going to give you that badge right there. And then ball handle, you can max this to a 79, but I'm going to get this to a 78. It's going to unlock the silver ankle braces, silver ankle breaker. And this is where there's a little bit of extra attributes as well, but you want to get that to at least a 77. And then speed with ball, you can max that out to a 72, but I'm going to get this to a 70. You can go all the way down to a 69. Again, you know, put these extra attributes where you want. You can take off some strength or some vertical or stamina at the very end, but this is what I'm rolling with right now. So 20 playmaking badges. Again, you're not going to be a primary ball handler on this build, but you're not going to be a liability with the ball in your hands. You're going to be able to, you know, have glue hands, triple threat juke. You can ISO on this build a little bit with, you know, quick first and hyper drive, but Ultimately, this is just a decent badge setup for playmaking to not be a liability with the ball in your hands. Silver bullets, gold downhill, and so you're not going to be, like I said, a liability, and you're not punting playmaking, which a lot of defensive builds I see on 2K. They just punt playmaking or punt speed with ball, and so this build is going to work really well on the perimeter with the rest of your team. And then defensively, you're going to get your interior defense to a 72. So you're kind of a multi-positional defender on this build, but the name is hot. So perimeter defense, get that to an 86. If you go from an 86, you see there you get that that badge, and then if you go all the way up to an 87, nothing changes. Again, we're trying to ooze out the badge potential on this build. So same thing with Steelies, get that to an 86 as well. To get the gold pickpocket, so technically you can drop this down to an 82 for that badge, and then put the attributes elsewhere. But we do want ball stripper and pickpocket on gold on this build. You could even max this to an 89, but make sure we get those badges, and then get your blocks to an 89. Again, I'll show you. You can go all the way up to a 94, but there's kind of no reason. And then your defensive rebounds, get this to an 88. I would have loved gold Reebs on this build, but if you do end up trying to get the gold Reebs at 91 defense rebound, it changes the name to a skilled glass cleaner. Again, that's in this tree. That's a hot build name. Same thing with pass accuracy. If you go up here and you put this, I think, to a 78, that'll give you an extra badge, but it changes the name to a playmaking 4. Again, hot name, just not what we're looking for because this is a perimeter defender build. But you do know that's in the tree, and so this is a very spooky hatch with what it could be in the name allocation. So 28 defensive badges. Again, you're going to get gold ankle braces, gold menace, gold clamps, gold pick dodger, gold pickpocket. You could literally be a multi-positional defender, or you can just allocate this to stopping the perimeter players. So if you're running with a squad at the rec, this could be the build that some little dribble god peanut 5'9" meta build is torching y'all, zigzagging. Put this build on it. You know what I mean? And then if you're running on a big center who can come over and with a 99 block, just sit on that 3 ball and then funnel them into the big. This build could easily do that with a 6'8", 7'6" wingspan. You're gonna just torture these little peanut guards. And 28 defensive badges. You go to Texas Tech, you get a +4 defensive badges. They'll put you at 32. This could be a real menace on defense, very similar to my skilled defensive anchor build. Check that out on the channel as well. But yeah, so physicals, you're gonna get this speed to a 77, max that out, acceleration to a 75. I went my strength 55, and then my vertical 85, and then max out your stamina to an 87. Oh, actually, you know what? You could drop that to an 80, and then that's where we put the ball handle. We get that to a 78, and see, that's where the extra badge allocation. See, now we can get the silver ankle breaker, or you can drop these down, and then throw these at the strength, or get your stamina all the way to a 91. It's up to you, but like I said, I do like the speed with ball. Get that to a 70 threshold, and then ball handle to a 78, and then there you have it. This is all the attributes for this perimeter defender build. I like it. It's a well-rounded build. I don't see any weakness in it at all. It could be a really nice, Oracle Division, all-purpose defender. And then on takeover, shooting, perimeter D, interior D, and then post. Obviously, it's a perimeter defender. So what could be pretty enticing though is you can go paint intimidation, and then like stuff blocks, and now you're a 2-level or a 3-level defender, and not just perimeter defender. But you do get the name at the end of the day, perimeter defender. This thing would be gruesome. I don't think you're gonna see this very much at the rec or in the city on 2K22 Next Gen. And if you like this, if you got some extra pocket change rolling around, get some tax returns or something, do a little DoorDash, get an extra little cheddar on the side. I'd love to see more of this kind of build out at the rec, and dominating these little peanuts. Nice little hybrid, kind of a defensive demigod. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this build in the comments. More quest builds coming soon. You know, we're in the builder doing our thing. Streets.